R9 or Zidane, if you had to choose one?
Of what I'm French, but R9.
Pat. Zizou's not going to be happy.
Yes, everybody, welcome back to Five. My name is Howson, and I am in Dubai with Uncle Pat, and we are talking today about everything World Cup. This is Rio and Patrice Reacts, brought to you in partnership with EA Sports FIFA. Experience football's greatest stage by playing the FIFA World Cup 2022 update. Play it now on FIFA 23 at no additional cost. Gentlemen, we've had all of the round one fixtures. We've started getting into the round two fixtures. It's getting warm, isn't it?
It's getting really warm and excitement. Even last night, the game against, I think, Argentina against Mexico, I couldn't believe, like, if Argentina was losing that game, we're out. Messi was out of the tournament. But what a genius. Seriously, Rio, I watched the game. I just want to make a comment for people. They say Messi just walk on the pitch. Actually, he's like focused 100 on the game. And I promise you, Mexico were like crazy. For me, yesterday was like a war game. I was like, people were wanted to die on the pitch. And Messi, he find that moment when he get that little space. That's why they call him Messi. What a game. What a game. I enjoy it.
He does it. He doesn't run like everybody else. He's all over the place. He's just waiting for moments. He doesn't defend really like some other players do. You need to. But when you're a genius like that, you don't mind sacrificing a player or some people for somebody like him. So when you receive the ball, you can give it to him and say, please win us the game. And again, yesterday, that's what he done.
I absolutely agree. Like, actually, he's reading the game. People think, the people that don't know about football, they want like the striker to run everywhere. That's why I say sometimes guys focus on what they are good at. When Cristiano or Messi, whatever, people complain they're not defend. But actually, you can see without Messi, Argentina won't score that goal. And you can see all his teammates, they were like, we're going to make sure we're going to give you that ball and you're not going to disappoint us. So that's why yesterday I was like, wow.
Pat, do you think Mbappe has fallen into that category now as well, especially with Benzema out? They're going to look to focus and give him the ball because his record at the moment in World Cups, I think he's got 7 goals in 9 games. He scored 2 again yesterday. It's crazy.
No, it's crazy, Rio. But, I analyzed the game of France also. And what Mbappe is doing is just unbelievable, scoring 2 goals. But maybe I will be a little bit harsh on him. He can do more than that. I think he could have done like 2 goals and give even 2 assists. And that's my only worry with Mbappe. I hope, his personal goal won't like damage the team spirit. And that's my only worry with Mbappe because the game against Denmark, I promise you, he could easily finishing with 2 assists, but he was like happy scoring his 2 goals, beating the record of Thierry Henry. I want him to be more a team player, like Michael Jordan. People were talking about Michael Jordan, and I always compare him with Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant was make sure, he's scoring more than 40 points, but Michael Jordan was performing, but also his team was performing, and that's what is missing with Mbappe. Mbappe, I describe him as Kobe Bryant. Even if they are great player, great leader, but I want Mbappe to be a Michael Jordan.
Mad.
We've got Griezmann in our Path to Glory. And our Path to Glory is the FIFA World Cup update that is on FIFA 23. And as we progress through into the knockout stages next week, you're going to start to see rating increases. Griezmann is the French player. We'll talk about him now. And Grealish is England's player, and we'll talk about him in just a second. But Griezmann yesterday, you thought he played
man
well?
of the match. For me, it was my man of the match straight away. I think the way Deschamps positioned him, first half I was like, maybe he's coming too deep or even, it was evil defensively. I never see Griezmann like tackling people like that. And, people will talk more about the last assist, the cross for Mbappe for the second goal. But he didn't make any mistake. He didn't miss any ball. He was like really comfortable. I was like, for me, this is one of the best game I saw from Antoine Griezmann. He was like really composed with the ball, calm, making the right decision. Definitely my man of the match. Even if I could put like Mbappe, but Griezmann was my man of the match. I was surprised.
Pat, Griezmann, he wasn't in great form coming into this tournament, yeah? Was the French media like, he shouldn't play, we now have other people that are more informed, they should play before him? Because in England, if somebody's not in form, the media are saying, get out, you can't be playing this player. Like, for instance, Maguire, he shouldn't play because he's not in form, or another player. Yeah. How is it in France?
I'll be honest with you, in France, they are the same, but Griezmann got a lot of protection. Griezmann is like, you know, the kids, the French player, we don't want to touch. But I'll be honest with you, every time Griezmann play for the national team, he's always performing because Didier Deschamps know him very well. So even when I remember in the press conference and they were like saying to Deschamps, you know, Griezmann shouldn't be selected. He's not playing well. He got his problem with Atletico Madrid, where with Barcelona, where he could only play like 30 minutes. And Deschamps was like, don't worry, guys. I know Griezmann. I know he's going to come back. So he's well protected. He's well protected. I guarantee you, if he was another player, maybe, you know, Deschamps won't like pick him. But because also Deschamps know Griezmann, when he come in a national team, he never fell down. So he's always performing. He know him very well. He loved playing for the French national shirt. So I'm not surprised. But Rio, yeah, the press are the same. You know, we had this problem with Giroud. Even when Benzema have his issue off the field, the media, they say he should never, like, you know, play again for the French national team. They are the same. They are the same. They're all journalists, by the end. We love them, but they're all journalists.
Rio, Jack Grealish, that's England's Path to Glory player. There's been a lot of clamour for him to both play, and as you've just sort of mentioned there, like, why is he in the squad over certain other players? He's not in a good form at Manchester City, but he performed, or looked like he was going to perform when he came on the other night.
Yeah, I think Jack Grealish should be starting in this team now. The way that they play, I think this next game especially, we need to get a result the next game. He came on in the first game, was really good. And I think he came on again, and he draws people to him. He's the only player really that in our team that bring 2-3 players to him, which will then create space for other people to be more dangerous and more effective. And if they can incorporate and find a way to get Jack Grealish in, I think other players, especially attacking players, will definitely benefit from his inclusion in that sense, because he might not be the one that's going to score all the goals, but it's the second phase and third phase of when he releases the ball after dragging players to him, which is the real impactful stuff that he can do. So it's whether the manager wants to be a little bit more open and a bit more confident with his tactics rather than being conservative in what he was against America yesterday.
But no, me, I love also Grealish. My only problem, Rio, because you know him personally, tell him he's only one David Beckham. He can be the David Beckham of Romania or David Beckham of Peru, but tell him to just focus on his football and stop putting the things in his hair, whatever. But what a great player. Sorry, I have to say that.
You know stuff, Pat, you know stuff like that, like players that are doing stuff with their hair and their socks and they're a certain way and their shorts are tight or baggy, and they're doing lots of stuff off the pitch. How are you with that type of stuff now that you're on social media and you do a lot of stuff, crazy stuff?
No, but I'll be honest with you, Rio. Me, it's just banter. I think people should be free, whatever they want to do, but it depends on the generation. You know, I remember with Sir Alex Ferguson, when the first time Nike, they sent the boots, and I think I had like a yellow one or a pink one, whatever. Like, the boss was like, what you doing? You're not playing with that. But I was like, this is our sponsor. You know, that's the way they want to attract kids. You need like color. We can't play with those black boots, you know, like the time of Bobby Charlton, whatever. So I think it depends on the generation. This is the new generation. Like for myself, Rio, when people score a goal and they do all those dancing moves, like I don't feel them connected with the fans. But this is their generation, so I can't criticize that. That's why I will lose my time. I think we need, like, even myself now, I think I say I will never be on social media. Rio was the first one being on social media. He was on Twitter. And I say to Rio, I said, what you doing? You're losing time. We need to focus on football. And Rio was like, this is the future. And look now where I am. So that's why I think you need to get time, people to get time to adapt to the new generation. That's it. But me, when I say Grealish, you want to be David Beckham, I say it in a banter way, in a nice way. I don't care. You do whatever you want. Like, you need to perform. That's when I'm not happy, Rio, is when those players, they're more like a brand than footballer players, so they don't focus on the football. But if you give everything on the pitch, do whatever you want in your private life. But the problem is those kids, are they enough mature to prioritize football before their brand, before their business? That's my only question. That's my only worry. Me, when you focus on football, I promise you, do crazy video, whatever you want. I don't care.
They used to give Beckham criticism, saying that the celebrity side of him was too much. But Beckham never didn't deliver. He always delivered.
But that's what I mean, Rio. You know, Beckham is such a professional player. You know, Rio played with him and in the national team. When you look at him, he's such a professional. But because his image was bigger than the player, like even I think some people, don't think David Beckham was a great player.
Loads of people. Massively.
But he's a professional. Like Rio can talk better than I. What a player. What a player.
I think he's possibly, listen, we all know him as a star, but for his actual ability, I think he gets disrespected when you talk about top players and great players sometimes. David Beckham, he could do things that not many others do. Like, you're only talking about maybe in the game today, people that can pass like him would be someone like Kevin De Bruyne, maybe. That's it. He was such a level above in terms of the way he passed the ball, crossing on the run, especially when he was running and crossing a ball. I've never seen anything like it. And like I say, De Bruyne is probably the only one I've seen come near him with that, and he could put it on a plate. If you speak to Andy Cole, to Ruud van Nistelrooy, Dwight York, Solskjaer, etc., and you hear them talk about the way that they used to move and run, and where he would just put the ball where they don't even break stride. And I think in today's game, playing free in midfield, he would have been one of the three, probably on the right. He would have been scoring 10, 15 goals a season, easy.
You know, see, I remember I played the quarterfinal when I was playing for Monaco against Madrid, against the Real Galactico. And I remember Beckham was just like launching those diagonal. I promise you, I remember I was on the pitch and the ball was not even like turning. The ball was going straight. And I was looking, I was like, this is a video game. I promise you, Steve, I couldn't believe. Like, actually, I was looking the diagonal in. I was like, but I didn't know this could exist.
Sure, I need to do this. We've never spoken to a fullback that's had to mark David Beckham. Was you playing left back or left wing that day?
No, I was left back, so he was on the opposite side. No, if I play against Beckham, I will pull his hair. I will tackle him. It will look dirty. No chance against me. No chance. I'll be honest with you. I'm faster than him. I will make sure, like, the first time he got the ball, I will get like really hard on him. No space. My goal against Beckham will be like, if he crossed one ball, I mean, I didn't have a good game.
Every left back went into the game thinking that, and he'd still be like, yeah, cool, watch this. Bosh.
Because the problem Beckham can launch a diagonal even on his half, you know, like that's the problem. Like, I play with Jérôme Roten. I don't know if you remember Jérôme Roten. He was crossing. He was sometimes crossing the ball half pitch because people were the same. Oh, I'm gonna catch him. He's slow, but actually he could cross whatever. But that's what I mean. Like, when you play against people like Beckham, sometimes you have to get out of your zone. Just be close to him. If you give him space, you're dead. You're dead. The precision is just unbelievable. It's unreal.
Yeah, and I think the defensive work rate doesn't even get touched upon, but it was sensational. And like Gary Neville's career fell off because he had to deal with Ronaldo, and Ronaldo's like, I ain't doing that.
You sure it was Cristiano or it was Gary uncle?
Anyway, last time we spoke about who we thought were favourites for the tournament. Obviously, we've got England, Brazil, France in the mix. I think France, out of all of those so far, looking pretty good for the title. I think could retain it. But is there any dark horses? Is there anyone that you've seen and you've gone, ooh, hello, maybe? Portugal, Bernardo Silva, the other day.
They have like a great squad at Portugal. You know what, Rio? We don't even talk about Spain. You know, it's not because they just beat like the 7, but I just feel like
they got Germany. They got a tough game today.
I know we're going to see like today, but Luis Enrique, man, he doesn't care about what people think about it, what people think about, you know, the player is speaking. And I could see like the player are behind him. You know, did you see now he's talking with that mic when he can talk like straight to the player? Rio, if you were a player, you will like to have like the manager on your ears every time?
How many times Sir Alex Ferguson is calling you on the pitch and you pretending?
Oh no, I pretend. But that's the problem. Even as a fullback, you know, you are close to the touchline. And this happened when I went to Juventus with Max Allegri. I promise you, Rio, all the game, pass, give the ball there. I remember after the game, I say, boss, you know, maybe I'm gonna offer you a joystick, and maybe you're gonna play PlayStation. But I'm a human being. I'm not a video game. No, because sometimes you get confused having too much information. But Rio, the manager of Marseille, when they lost against Tottenham, and the other game was finished, and he want to tell the team don't go forward, stay back. The stadium was so noisy, nobody could hear him, and Marseille was keep attacking because they didn't know the game was finished, and they were qualified, and they conceded the goal against Tottenham. So I'm it can work if you don't have a manager just speaking he hit the radio, just talking on your hair. I think is important.
How many times do you have to ignore Sir Alex? Just pretend he's not there.
I think it's difficult to
fullbacks get the worst, don't they?
Yeah, we get the worst, but I think it's difficult because you can see his energy is coming on the pitch. Normally it's Sid. When you see him in the touchline, what I love, Rio, is those players, sometimes they miss, and I don't know why they want to look the touchline. Ferguson was waiting for you. Ferguson, I saw Ferguson doing this to players. That's what I was it's the real deal. When you do this to someone, it means come on, you don't need to talk, just this.
That's harsh.
The mad thing is though, you always knew when you was going in the change room if it was going to be you.
Oh yeah.
You knew, and it was oh god. But
the big talking points that we've had this week, then obviously got Neymar's injury. I think everybody's disappointed in that. Everyone's really looking forward to seeing him shine in this World Cup. Does that affect Brazil's chances?
Yeah, because for me, it was the one. I saw Romario talking about it, and he said, I think this is the moment of Neymar, to carry Brazil. And I'm really sad. I feel those genius players, like Ronaldinho, whatever, they're not protect. He's been the most foolish player since we started the tournament. This is unfair. No matter if he like to play, he like to sometimes destroy players. Those players, Rio, they need to be protected, for the good of the game. And of course, the chance of Brazil, even if they have a big squad, they need those kind of players. You see, Messi. If you don't have Messi yesterday, I think Argentina will be in trouble. So it's not now Brazil need Neymar. I think, when they're going to reach quarterfinal, semi-final, I hope, because I saw his angle, the way he's swelling. It's not fair. It's sad. It's sad for the football, not just for Brazil.
Also, it's like what we were talking about with the types of players that can bring 3 or 4 players to them. That's what Neymar does. Once he gets the ball, Neymar, because he can dribble past you, because he can shoot, because he can make the last pass, he attracts defenders, and I don't know if they've got anybody else in the team that is going to do that to give other people the space. So he's hugely important. It's a big miss because, like I said on the last show, I want to see the superstars become even bigger superstars. What are you laughing at?
Oh, Rio, it's not at you. This guy is crazy. You want to bring the heat. He's already really hot here. No AC, but he mentioned names. I won't repeat.
I said Fred.
See, no respect. No respect.
Oh, but I love Fred. What are you saying about
Fred? Huh? You do bits. You put him in the opposition half, and.
But you're talking about Fred or Fred the Red?
Fred.
Fred the Red.
But we got 2 Freds in Manchester.
Yeah. What was your opinion then on England USA? Because me and Rio have discussed this already. But what was your thoughts on that? You think that Southgate missed an opportunity, or do you think he did the right thing?
We always, I think I had enough of people always criticize Southgate. He got his philosophy. You can see he's a manager. He's where he is because of his philosophy. Yes, you can say why Foden is not playing. Yes, you can mention player, but did we know what's happening in the training? If Foden is in a great form, if he's maybe not injury or whatever, I don't know. Because Foden personally, Rio, he played the final against Italy in the Euro, and I think this player wasn't ready. No matter how good it is or. He didn't do anything. He didn't show anything. So maybe, I don't know, maybe it's not the right moment for him to play with the England team. Maguire have an amazing game again. I say Maguire, when he play for England, you have nothing to say. Yes, they can play more offensive, but you will have to take Rashford playing Foden, and maybe I will say Kyle Walker instead of Tripper. Guys, we all manager. I think you have one manager in place. I think we need to give credit to USA. The way they were running Rio, they were like crazy. Like the
Aggressive.
fitness was just unbelievable. So instead of talking about Southgate couldn't play that player or that player, let's give credit also to USA.
I think that's a good point on how, and I think that's one of the issues with what everyone that watched England has got a problem with, is that England were lethargic, and the tempo and intensity between the two teams was just completely different.
They didn't let them breathe, Rio. They didn't let them breathe.
It's hard.
England couldn't perform. It was a
when
hard
you play
game.
against teams like that, it's hard to deal with. And I don't know. If England weren't prepared for that and the intensity to be sustained over the whole 90 minutes. I don't know. But like we said yesterday on the show with Gary Lineker, I think it's you don't mind having your games where you're a little bit off it in the group stages. If you do that in the knockout, then you go home quick.
But Rio, do you think like because they win that first game with so much style, it could affect the second game? Like, think they're not ready? They didn't have that same like fighting spirit or whatever, or just let's give credit to USA?
Yeah, maybe. But I think I agree with you. I think to give more credit to USA, I think they've done a good job. There's players in that team that aren't in the top teams in the Premier League or top teams in Europe, but they played. It's like the FA Cup when we play FA Cup. Sometimes you get a result or a performance from a team that you don't expect it from, and you think, wow, how did that happen? It's life.
We did touch on Messi in the Argentina-Mexico game, but I'm just going to read you some stats out. 100% tackles won, 86% pass accuracy, 66 touches, 47 passes completed, 4 clearances, 2 ground duels won, 1 aerial duel won, 1 interception. Another clean sheet for Lisandro Martinez.
No, but I'll be honest with you guys, this is one of the best signing we had for years, but just because of his fighting spirit, you know, like Argentina player like Rio, Gabriel Enzo, Carlos Tevez, I feel like they even Mancunian inside. That's what the United fan they want to see. Those players, they're gonna bleed for the shirt with that passion. And I remember people were talking about his height, and I was laughing because even myself, when I arrive in the Premier League, some people will say, oh, maybe it's too small or whatever. But, you know, when you play with your heart and with that passion, the size, the height doesn't matter. And also when he get the ball, watch yesterday, he was so clean, so important, composure. And the Mexican player was pressing everywhere. But every time Lisandro got the ball, he was calm, playing the right end forward. That's why I love Lisandro. He doesn't play, you know, those ball like 1 meter next. No, this is easy. That's why when I see those stats, some player, I remember Mertesacker from Arsenal. He never lost the ball, but he was giving the ball in 1 meter. I can do that every day. But put those ball through the line like Michael Carrick. That's what I'm talking, like real pass.
That's what he does.
But that's what he does as a centre back. No, what a player. What a player. I have nothing to add.
Have we spoke about Martinez too much? I don't think we have we?
We did at the beginning because people were questioning his height, but it was like, I think that he's like, it's like Pat. When Pat's not you wouldn't say Pat's going to be someone who's good in the air. He shouldn't be for his size, but Pat is good in the air because he knows how to move his body, how to go against players, how to jump and timing and stuff like that. And I think Martinez is similar. Listen, he'll lose his fair share in the box at times, but I think it's about keeping the supply line away from the players in the box. It's important as someone in there to defend the crosses as well. So as long as they do that, all the other aspects of his game, he's strong, he's aggressive, he's tenacious, he's a great. Do you know what? I asked a few people like Edwin van der Sar at Ajax, where he came from, and other people, and then coaches who the club. What's he like? And immediately they all say like he's aggressive, he's tenacious, but he's great on the ball. He takes the ball under pressure and he can pass. And top players now, defenders, you need to have both sides of the game.
And Rio, what do you think? Because sometimes I always say your first year coming in the Premier League sometimes can be the easy one. Do you think the second year he can struggle because finally people will know him? You know, because that's sometimes I feel that in the Premier League. Sometimes your first year, you're unbelievable. I will give you an example. Maybe it's the wrong one with Gabriel Obertan. And he came on one game, I remember. And he had a great game, like amazing 20 minutes. And he said, wow, Patrice, it's so easy to play for Man United. You know, I'm with all of you guys and whatever. And I was like to Gabi, I say, listen to me, like this is nothing. When you're going to play 5 years consistently. And I think after 2 months, we give him to Newcastle or whatever. So you need to be careful of that because trust me, the Premier League, you can have an amazing first season, but the second
Do you know what
one,
it is, Pat?
Yeah.
Do you know what it is? It's the first season, you're a surprise. No one knows you. No one's got any data of any feeling or understanding of how you play in the Premier League. So when you or whatever league you're in, so the next time you see them, they're all going to be prepared. They've seen your videos, they see your habits, they see what you're good at, what you struggle with, and then they perform accordingly to what they know. I mean, I think I always was like, I needed to know about the opponents. I didn't want surprises in the game. I wanted to have the videos and all the data to understand their habits, and then I can go into the game and kind of picture before the game what they're going to be trying doing in the game, so I'm ready.
All right, let me introduce you guys FIFA World Cup icons. This is celebrating legends from the previous World Cups. We're going to have a quick chat about these. Team 1 was released on Friday, and they are now available in FIFA Ultimate Team, and there's some absolute legends. Look at these guys. Look at these. We have got R9, we've got Zidane, we've got Johan Cruyff, we've got Eusebio, Luis Figo, Bobby Moore, we've got the likes of Crespo, Petit, Closer, Drogba, Laudrup. There's some unbelievable footballers in here. Now, if you guys want to go and play with those, like I said, these are available from Friday. They've got more teams to be released as well, so keep your eye out for those. But I want to talk about some of these guys. Did you ever play with Zidane?
Yeah.
What was it like to play with?
Zidane is Paris without the Eiffel Tower when he's not playing.
Wow.
I told you that. I remember even when he retired, I was having a banter with Henri and Vieira Makelele. I was like, actually, guys, you're nothing without him, because we struggled so much, when he retired. No, to tell you the impact, but also what an aggressive player, even when he get the ball. If you go around Zidane, trust me, and he have a way, his ankle, they were like so flexible. He's, it's just like when you watch it, it's like watching like someone painting. It's hard. It's hard. Like, that's why Zizou for me is the best player, French player of all time.
Was he the best player you played with, Pat?
Yeah. I think, I can mention Cristiano, I can mention all those players, but Zizou has something special, like,
especially in a France shirt.
Especially in the French shirt. I play against him, Madrid, when I say against the Galactico, and we beat them. And for me, this is one of the biggest achievements. I was only 24 years old and, winning against Zinedine Zidane. But he got a strong personality. That's why, sometimes he got those crazy red cards, because he got that fire inside. And me, I love those kind of players, like Cantona, Zizou. He's more than just the player. It's just his personality, his aura, and he's huge. When you see him, like, people don't know, Zidane is huge. He's a strong light.
What was he like in the change room? Was he like quiet, or was he one of the guys who would be like with the banter and messing about?
No. Zizou doesn't talk. Zizou don't need to talk. He doesn't need to talk, but it's like, the kind of Sir Rio when they're quiet, but when they talk, everyone listen, and suddenly you feel like, what's going on? Skolsy never talk, but when he talk, I remember Skolsy in the training. I was Skolsy, why you tackle me? You can't tackle, and his answer was like, why not? Without smiling, without, that's the kind of player, you're gonna, and you remember Tevez and Skolsy, man, they were tackled in training session. I was like, one day some of them will die, but with respect. And after that, they never shout. Rio, you can see they never argue. They love each other, respect. But that's the kind, like Zizou is the same. Not talking, just do the job. But if you don't do the job right, it will tell you in your face right away.
Rio, we've got a question here for you. And we spoke briefly yesterday, or Gary Lineker spoke briefly yesterday, should I say, about R9, Ronaldo. Obviously, you faced him up in a World Cup. How hard was that?
Yeah, he had one moment in the game. He actually wasn't the best player on the day in Brazil. I mean, in Japan against Brazil. It was Rivaldo who was the best player on the day. But Ronaldo done a couple of things in the game that made me think, I'm 20, I think I was 23, and I've still got a lot to learn. I thought I was the man, and he just he humbled me really quick. He didn't score yet, but he done a couple of movements where I was running around like, where is he gone? Like, whoa, this is different stuff that I'm seeing. So he just showed me. This is
Ronaldo. That's been out for 3 years before it as well.
Yeah, and it showed me that there's still more levels. I was here and thinking, yes, I'm the man. And then all of a sudden he went, whoa. There's a few more levels. So,
you know, Rio, I have a story about Ronaldo and when we play with Monaco against Real Madrid, and everyone was asking me the shirt of Ronaldo or Zidane or whatever because they think we were like going to be out, whatever. I remember in the corner kick, I didn't have to mark Ronaldo. I had to mark, I think, Figo. And I was doing on purpose to be next to him to make sure the next day I can see a picture in the paper about me close to Ronaldo. And actually, Didier Deschamps, he did a training session about Ronaldo with Givet and Schilacci. He told them, you know, when he's doing all of that, just focus on the ball. Just focus on the ball. If you look at his leg, you're dead. I remember in Bernabeu, Ronaldo, after 10 minutes, Givet, penalty after 10 minutes. It's like, if you talk to Zidane, to all the players, they will say R9 is the best player of all time. What a player. I know you have like some medical issue, health issue, but R9, if you go and if you have time, please, the young generation, go and watch his clip.
So I think he's got the best clips. When you go online and look for a player, I think R9's clips are the best out of everybody. You see a lot of players doing skills and little tricks here, but he's doing it at 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, well, people are hanging off him.
Exactly.
People are pulling shirts like this.
Oh, no, please.
I just feel lucky that I got to play against him after his injuries, really. If I played against him before, he could have ended my career. Confidence finished.
R9, what a player.
Yeah, something absolutely different. And again, there's loads of icons in there. Go check them out. Right, Pat, Rio, we are going to play a little game between the both of you now. This FIFA icon or that FIFA icon. So you've got to decide which icon you would rather have in your team. R9 or Zidane, if you had to choose one.
Oh, wow.
I love them both. I'm going R9. He's my guy.
This is a tough one. I'm French, but R9.
Oh, Pat. Zizou's not going to be happy.
No, I know. No, but R9, Zizou, no, I respect Zizou, but R9 is something different.
I'm loving how much love R9's getting at the moment. I think people have actually started to realize and wake up to just how truly, truly good this dude was. It feels like people forgot for a few years.
Right, it's like those players, people just, you know, think about their body shape or whatever. So that's what killed R9, you know, reputation, and, you know, he's a legend. That's why, I mean, people shouldn't laugh about that. Some people have like some problem with mental health condition, and people have to respect that. When you focus just on the player, if you compare R9 and Zizou, even if you ask to Zizou will pick R9. Pick R9, easy.
Okay, Luis Figo or Johan Cruyff?
Cruyff.
He brought a new style of football to the world.
Exactly.
Like, and he's got a skill named after him. If you've got a skill named after you, the Cruyff, you have to be the guy.
And not disrespect of Figo, and guys, what a player, but like you compare, it's like this is history.
First celebrity footballer as well, probably. Well, probably George Best and then him won it, really. But like, he was a fashion icon as well as an absolute baller.
Easy.
I love him.
Eusebio or Drogba?
Eusebio. Like, because people didn't see Eusebio, because my dad loved Eusebio. So I know Didier.
The Ballon d'Or winner, right?
Yeah. So that's why I think people, this is depend of your generation. You know, you will never say nothing wrong with Didier Drogba. What a striker. But Eusebio, what a player, Rio. What a player.
Yeah, great player. I didn't see enough of him to really know him, so I'm going to say Drogba, because I've seen Drogba more, and I know Drogba, and Drogba broke my heart a couple of times in games. But I still respect him as a footballer. Great player, hard to play against, and he could play in the front on his own and still win the game by himself. So I'm going to go for Drogba.
But Rio, you know what I don't like? Rio picking Drogba and he says generation. I feel like I'm old. 41, maybe like Rio, you know my real passport. You know, in Africa I'm 50. But you shouldn't play me dirty like that, Rio. I don't think it's funny, Rio. So you should say, you're like, help
How
me.
old
Like,
are you,
this is not my generation. Come on, Rio.
How old are you though? Seriously, tell the truth.
With tax or without tax?
This is what we always talk about in the change room.
No, I didn't change my passport. I asked my mom, you should have, but no, I didn't change, even if I born in Senegal. But no, I'm 41. Maybe someday I look like I'm 60, maybe, but I'm 41.
Without when you don't put the juice in the hair.
Exactly. You know, when I start losing my hair, that's when I'm like, you sure you're 41, bro? And I questioned my mom. She said, no, son. I registered you at the right time.
Bobby Moore or Manu Petit?
Bobby Moore.
Bobby Moore. I was scared like Rio will pick Manu Petit because he would say it's not his generation. Finally, Rio is back to me, Bobby Moore.
And if you could pick any of these icons to play with, who would that be?
R9.
R9, yeah, of course. Easy and never.
No one want to have a game with Cruyff?
No,
See what that would go like?
Cruyff, yeah, but Ronaldo. I will play with R9.
I want to stand behind and just watch what he does at the speed that he does it, and just sits there and go, oh my! I would commentate. That's what I used to do in the game. When I would be saying, "Oh, Golsey, oh my god, oh my god!"
I would even bring some popcorn and oh my god! No.
Training sessions would have been a bit different for you, I think.
Do you know what, Pat? Do you remember sometimes in games, when like I don't know, like when Ronaldo or Nani or someone done a bit of skill on somebody, I used to be in the game, oh my god, laughing at people.
I swear it's not lying. Every time Rio was bad, training or game, Rio, oh my god, every time I was like, oh my god. No respect.
And in between you two, you got Vida saying nothing.
Who?
On a pitch, obviously you right centre half, Vida's left centre half. He's on the left back. You got Vida in between you two, just saying nothing.
No. Vida was just focus, and calling. The only person he spoke to on the pitch was Pat. He shout Pat.
Yeah, Vida and I have like some lot of talk together. Strong talk.
Is it mostly
love hate? It's a love hate relationship.
Yeah, no. We were like, it's love and hate. It was a love and hate relationship, because sometimes I was attacking too much. Vida was calling me back, and I was like, when you play for United, you need to enjoy the 1v1. So why you call me back? Because that's what but exactly. You're getting too old. Oh, but you selfish. You just want to. So it was all of that. But at the end, it was amazing. But, you laugh. And I didn't speak with Vidic for 2 months. We have a beef. We didn't speak for 2 months. And Rio, if you watch the game one season, Rio was playing on the left side with me, because me and Vida, we wouldn't say a word. We wouldn't even say hi at the training. So Ferguson was like, you can't play together, because sometimes I have to say to Vida, it's coming on the left. But we play like for 2 months like that, and Ferguson had enough. Then Rio started to play on the left with me. We got some crazy story.
It's fun.
Do you know what? Getting you in the room and doing a podcast together was going to be mint. But
people are not ready.
If the three of you could do a podcast, I think that would be internet breaking.
Me, Rio, and Vida.
Yeah.
No, I think it's gonna be a fight. We love each other, but it's definitely end up with a fight. Definitely.
No. We retired now. The heat is gone. The heat is gone down.
The heat is still here, Rio. You're a liar. We still got that inside. We still got that darkness inside.
I'd like to see that. I would like to see that. Okay. Team 1, Icons. Who is your five-a-side team from those guys?
Me or Rio first?
Go Rio first.
I'm going to go Ronaldo, Zidane, Cruyff. Ronaldo, Zidane, Cruyff. Moore.
There's only one defender in there.
And Laudrup.
Ronaldo, Zidane, Cruyff, Eusebio, and Bobby Moore.
Good teams.
Yes, sir.
I think it'd be harder to pick a bad team out of that.
Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah.
But that's it for this episode. We'll be back again in a few days.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
But I miss you. I miss Rio. Like, we need to do more.
We can talk about something else if you want.
Okay. No, I have nothing to talk about.
Really?
No, just I hope Joe, you're not upset. Man's no hot. Apologize. No, it's just because when I saw he talk French, and I know man's no hot doesn't talk French. That's when I know it was Joe. So Joe, don't worry.
He's in the back at the moment. He's in the back there, just chilling, smiling. He's just happy.
No, I know. You look better than man's no hot. Like, I know you want to hear that, so don't be offended. Just peace. Love, only
Listen,
love.
Pat, love you, man. Take care, Pat. Peace,
Love you.
man.
Take care, guys. Take care.
All right, thank you guys for watching. Remember, check out the FIFA World Cup 2022 update. Play now on FIFA 23, and we'll see you guys in the next one.